video is about puzzles. While you're playing with a puzzle, one of the first things I usually do when I introduce a puzzle to a kid is I will have the pieces in here, and I tend to go like this and dump the pieces into my lap as I sit on the floor, and I give them the board. So while you're playing with your child in your 20 minutes a day to work on their speech and language skills, puzzles can be really great to help you facilitate that language and create those opportunities. Okay, so you've put all the pieces in, you've matched them all. Now we get to take them all out again. So I would do that same thing. I would take this puzzle, I would dump it in my lap, and I say, hey, let's turn it over. And we'll turn this puzzle over, and then you can do the actions. You can start talking about the ducky's gonna swim, or the pig is in the mud, rolling in the mud. Oh, look, the chicken, oh, it's on some eggs. And you see what your child does. You give them the dog, and you see where they put the dog. This is when you start commenting. You start doing the parallel talk of what they are doing. So if they take the dog and they start walking the dog, you'll go, oh, look, the dog is in the grass. Look at that, he's walking in the grass. Or if they have the bunny and they're going like this, and you go, oh, look, the bunny sees the rock. Do you see the rock? So it may feel a little silly because you may feel like you're talking to yourself, but your child is hearing all these words. They're soaking in that language, and they may start doing other things, like you could say, oh, I think the doggy's hungry. And he might take the dog over and, oh yeah, give the doggy the carrot. Yum, 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 yum. And he eats the carrot, and then child pretends. You take a piece and you do your thing, and you talk about, I'm gonna make the horse eat the hay. And then your child might be playing too. This works great because you have these two sides on this puzzle. But when you have a puzzle, it's just a standard peg puzzle. You're gonna work on the labels and naming them, making the sounds, but you can also do something like this. You can take the pieces out and pretend they're cars down a road, driving my car around, and use the puzzle pieces as your vehicles. That's another way to expand that play and get into more action words. As children learn language, they start out with their nouns, and then they grow into using verbs and actions, and then a little bit later on, they get into those descriptors. So for our children, we're trying to enter those first words. We want to mostly stick to the nouns and the actions. You don't want to get too far into descriptors of colors and numbers. If they do know those, that's great, but we really want to focus on building their core vocabulary of nouns and actions. So we always want to be very quick to respond when our child's communicating with us. If it's a gesture, if it's a grunt, if it's a word, if it's a scream and a tantrum, they're communicating with you, so you need to respond. The great thing about this 20 minutes of play is you are fully engaged in what your child is doing, so you can respond to them appropriately. I find that when I'm really busy with my children and I'm not completely attending, I often don't know why they're upset. I don't know why they're having a fit, but I have to figure it out. It makes it much harder. But within this structure of play with this one toy, you'll be able to easily figure out, oh, follow their eyes. They're looking at the dog. They must want the dog here. Let's have the dog. And you can put it that way. Another way with the keep the pieces and to create opportunities for language is you could put all of these into a bag and pull one out at a time. You could put them in a bucket so the child can't exactly see them, but you can pull them out and show the child, and it makes it a little bit more exciting. So while we do this, we always want to be narrating, commenting. That's how we're going to build language in our young language learners. If they aren't talking yet, you are their model. You are their voice. You give them their words so that they know what these things are called and they know how to ask for them. Something you want to avoid when working is negative talk. So if they're trying to put the rabbit in over here by the chicken, because it does kind of look a little bit like that shape, instead of saying, oh, no, that's not where it goes, that's not the rabbit, you want to say, keep it positive, like, oh, that's the chicken. Oh, look, I have the chicken. Here, let's put the chicken in. Where does the rabbit go? Let's look. Where's the rabbit? Oh, where is it? There's the rabbit. Can you put the rabbit in there? And then your child can put the rabbit in. And if they do it again, if they try for the duck and they're over here on the pig, remember, no, that doesn't go there. That won't fit. You want to make it positive. Remind them, oh, that's the piggy. Where's the pig? Oh, here he is. And maybe a child picks up the pig and puts the pig in, and then you go, where does the duck go? And you're working and you look, oh, over in the water. The duck is in the water. By giving them that language and modeling for them and narrating what you were looking at, what your child is looking at, you are giving them lots of opportunities to hear those words and build that language. Something else you want to do is if the child is doing a really good job with this and you're giving them all kinds of good praise, like way to go, well done, you want to add language to that. That's another opportunity to build language because you want to label what they did that's good. We don't want them just to hear good job. We want to hear, hey, you fit the dog in the puzzle. You found it. Way to go. You found the dog. Or if they have the cow and they hold it up and they go, moo, you say, oh, you're right. You said moo. That's the cow. So you want to give that feedback that's really positive and that is affirming what they have said and done, because that lets them know you saw it, you heard them, you listened, and they are like, wow, I want to do that again because mom heard me and she was so excited. So I'm now going to go, nay. And your child holds up another one and you go, yay, you said nay. Good job. That's the horse. Let's put the horse in. And your child just feels that confidence building in them. So I hope you guys have fun with puzzles. I really enjoy puzzles. I think these puzzles especially, because they have the two different elements, and the peg puzzles with the engines and the emergency vehicles are really fun for kids that are really into those cars. So have fun, play with your child, and enjoy your time.